You're better off not getting the comfort. So, but if people try to comfort you, then don't resent them. See, if they try to comfort you, and then you resent them. See, the resentment is wrong. So that is another guilt. And your resentment will make you feel so wrong that eventually you'll go to them for the comfort. So there's only one place to go for comfort, and that's to your conscience. Your conscience is from God. It's your closest link to God. It's what you know in your heart. It's wordless. It's wordless. See? So God is a wordless presence. Is a presence also. God is a presence. You become aware of His presence first by way of conscience. Chastisement. The mystics talk about chastisement. Okay? In other words, you feel bad. If you did something wrong, you feel bad. When you were a little kid, you were close to God at that point. Closer to God than you have been ever since. When you were a little child, if you got angry at your mommy, or angry at your little brother or sister, or said something mean to your little brother or sister, then afterwards you felt bad, didn't you? Well, that's your conscience. So best to reconcile with your conscience. And so how do you do that? All you have to do is admit in your heart. If you see that you've messed up, then just see it. Don't try to fix yourself. Don't try to roll up your sleeves and make yourself right. See? On the one hand. And on the other hand, don't seek comfort from the world for your error. Just stand there and see your error. Don't resent it. Don't resent seeing it. Don't resent yourself. See, all that resentment does is it creates an egotistical you. It supports pride. See, it keeps you from God. See, by resenting, you deny God His moment, and His moment is for you to wordlessly see in His light that you made a mistake, and then if you admit it, if you see it, feel a little bad over it or embarrassed over it, see, ashamed of it, in your heart, then that reconciles you to Him. That's why the story of the prodigal son is perfect. We all know the story of the prodigal son, where he took his inheritance and squandered it. And then eventually he went back home. But as he got closer and closer to home, he didn't want to face his father. See, but finally he knocked on the door. His father answered the door, and the son said, "Father, I'm sorry, I messed up, and I'm not worthy to be your son." See, no excuses, no rationale, no blame, no mea culpas, just plain and simple. I messed up, I'm sorry. And the father says, "My son, I've just been waiting for you to see that you're wrong and admit it and come back. Okay? So welcome. Let's have a feast, for I had lost a son and now I've regained my son." See? But it's something like that. You can experience that in your life when you admit in your heart that you're wrong. I'll give you a little example. This is a true example. I might give you a couple of examples. I've used this before, but it's an excellent example. A man was driving. A young man was driving, and he was angry. He was always angry and resentful. Very, very angry. Okay. And he was driving, and then a lady was driving, and she pulled in front of him. And he interpreted that as she cut him off. Which she probably didn't. She just changed lanes. But in his anger, he became full of rage, and then he drove up beside her car, and then he started yelling bad things. And her window was rolled down, so she heard the bad things he was yelling. But then all of a sudden, the man noticed that there was a little girl sitting in the front seat, in the passenger seat. And the little girl looked at him with horror. And then she burst into tears. The little girl burst into tears. Well, the man stopped yelling, and he pulled his car into a parking spot. And he sat there and wept. Great big heaving sobs. Okay? Because he saw how wrong he was. Okay? He awoke. And the expression on the little girl's face woke him up. And then when he woke up, he came in contact with his conscience. And in light of his conscience, he saw his own wrong. And he just cried. Because it was true. He didn't try to duck it. Okay? He didn't go off to his friends. And he didn't try to change the subject, go to his friends. And he didn't go to get music. He didn't go to get alcohol. He didn't go to get food. He didn't go to find something to pretend nothing happened. He just sat there and saw the truth about his own wrong. And that was one of the changing points in his life that very soon led to him getting better. Permanently better. See? Because, you either have allegiance to one or the other. Remember, Christ said no man can serve two masters. Okay? So you either serve mammon, the world. You have an allegiance to the world's comfort, to its awards, its prizes for copping out, its perks, its reassurance, its drugs, its music, its entertainment. See? Those are all comforts. Now, so you see, but on the other hand, if you have a change of allegiance, instead of believing the world that you're okay the way you are, now you doubt. You see that you're not okay, and now you believe into the truth, which is quietly showing you that you're wrong. And you're willing to admit it and bear the little bit of pain of seeing your own wrong. It won't last long. It's for a little while. Okay? You experience the pain for your own wrong, and then the pain refines into sadness and remorse, and then the remorse into a catharsis, and then there's relief, and then joy returns. But that's how you reconcile, just like the prodigal son. You reconcile with your conscience. You reconcile with God. See, in those special moments, when you see your own wrong and admit it in your heart. Okay?